We have more to be excited about than ever as UFD, Unicorn Fart Dust, bean holders. We're going to go over all the reasons why in this video today. We got a lot to cover. We have a special guest joining us at the second half end of this live stream, so make sure you stick around for that. But guys, community is what will determine the ultimate value of Unicorn Fart Dust. It is what is determining how much fun we're having, how we feel like we belong to this mission. But ultimately, and just as importantly, it will determine the value of the beans that we all hold so dearly. And you guys, I have never felt more optimistic about our community than I do right now, right? We're approaching our 7-week birthday. We're going to talk all about it. First, I need to give you my disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Don't make any financial decisions based on anything that I'm saying. I'm not a financial planner, but I am a bean holder of Unicorn Fart Dust. So you can rest assured our horns are aligned. And you know what? What the heck? We did a Saturday stampede. This is a special weekend. You know, the market, the meme coin market, the crypto market is going through some tough times. We are doubling down. We're going to do a Sunday stampede as well. We've got somebody else that we need to tell about Unicorn Fart Dust. So thank you guys for being here, right? Horns up. Let's all rub our horns together. We are pointed in the right direction. Hey, let's take a look. Here's one recent example of somebody that just blew me away from our community. This happened last night, and let's go to, here we go. This is our friend Dietrich. I don't know if you guys know this was going on, but Dietrich last night went on a mission to say Unicorn Fart Dust 50,000 times. And we believe that he accomplished it. I actually joined him in the spaces at one point during the night. But look at this. This is what the community is doing. This is important, right? Everywhere we have people doing all types of creative things. And this is just one more example. Let's go take a look at this. This blew me away yesterday. Here's a tweet that I put out. This was our social ranking. Now, wouldn't you think that if we're in the top 6 social ranking, that we would be in the top 6 market cap or top 20 market cap? This shows us, this is a reason why this shows us how undervalued we are right now. And we are gaining more and more and more diamond hooved, right? Diamond hooved UFD bean holders by the day. But if we go down here, let's pull this up. This is from Lunar Crush. Look, guys, we are number 6 on the list. We're right here, number 6. Look at us, okay? We are right there. Let's pull it up. Okay, look, where are we? There we are. We're on there with Dogecoin. We're on there with Trump. We're on there with Pepe. We're on there with Sheeb, okay? And when you compare, the crazy thing is that when you do compare our market cap to any of these market caps, of the other 5 top meme coins, we're like a fraction. We are a fraction. That will be rectified. And on top of that, we are new. Think about that. We're number 6. I'm going to pull it up one more time for you. We are number 6 on that list. Okay, Trump is newer than us. I have to give him that. But that's the darn president of the United States that started a meme coin. We're number 6 on this list. And we're new. I know Doge has been around. You guys, Sheeb's been around. Pepe's been around. And the other ones. Think about that. We're number 6 on that list. We're a fraction of all the others. We're only 7 weeks old. And I would say that our community is, from a strength and robustness perspective, is strong or stronger in terms of those measurements, right? In terms of those measurements than any of those other meme coins. It's really unbelievable. I mean, it's really unbelievable. And then I get in trouble, right? I get in trouble. I get all these people. Everybody's always telling me what to do. You're not telling me what to do. And thank you, by the way, for being here. Don't forget, you are the most important part of the Duster community, right? We're a community, but it's made up of individual Dusters like you. So thank you for being here. I don't know, are you mad at me? I get people that are mad at me. And you know why? They say, don't stop comparing yourself to Doge. Stop comparing yourself to Doge. I'm like, I'm not comparing us to Doge. I'm saying we can be better than Doge. In the community, right? We are unique. We are special. The community can, oh no, but you can't. Don't compare stop doing that, Ron. Stop comparing yourself. Well, you know what? I thought about it. I got, what if the little 12-year-old boy next door who's in love with basketball is playing basketball every day out in his backyard dreaming about, would I go up to him and say, hey bud, I know you show great promise. We know you're going to be a great basketball player. We know you're already standing out, but don't you dare think about dreaming or believing that you could someday be as good as Michael Jordan or any. We wouldn't say that. So I don't buy it, right? I don't buy it. And on top of that, guys, we are in a unique situation, a very, very unique situation with UFD. Because if we just do look at Doge, for example, they can print unlimited coins. Yeah, they're getting an ETF, possibly, which would be huge. And I love Doge. I love all these other communities. I'm not looking at it like a competition. But here's, right? Do you guys love this thing like I love it? It's the bean jug, right? This jug cannot get any bigger. See, 999 million beans. That's you in there, diamond hooves, filling it up. It can't get any bigger. I'm losing my voice. I need to talk softer. Okay. Doge, from what I understand, their jug can get, it says infinity when I look it up on the thing, can get infinitely bigger. We can't make the jug bigger. We can't print any more beans, mint any more beans, whatever, however you want to say it. That's a big, big difference. That's also a difference from this guy, right? Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve, huh? Remember, they can print dollars. I mean, we are in such a unique situation with that. That makes all the difference when something is finite, right? If there's 10 signed baseball cards from some baseball star, and there's only 10, and there will only ever be 10, that makes them more valuable. If he comes out 5 years later and says, you know what, I'm going to sign another 100 because I need money, that makes those original 10 less valuable. That, right? Uh-oh. Where'd it go? Oh, hold on. I had that nice little boy here yesterday, my buddy doing his violin. We had to move everything around. So, and by the way, side note quickly, a big thank you to you. You guys, my little buddy Theodore, who played the violin, 25,000 views in total. And the most important thing was how nice you were to him. Let me tell you, his mom emailed me later in the day and said she was crying when she read all the comments that you dusters, crying with joy. And she's had some difficult things I won't share with you go on in her life in the last year. She was crying with joy because of I'm tearing up because of all the comments that you put on. I've known Theodore for 4 years. Go watch it if you haven't already. He plays the violin for us. It's a short video. Anyway, back to this, right? The jug can't get any bigger. The jug is stuck, right? That's what it's going to happen. Look, it's time for a pep talk, dusters. It's time for a pep talk. This is the reality. I'm here to stay. You're here to stay. If we keep building every single day, right, we don't have to kill ourselves out. Look, I'll work some crazy hours. This is my undertaking. But if we all continue to be part of this, to belong to this, to believe in this mission that we're on, we are going to build. It's happening day by day by day. Yeah, the price is down for all the meme coins. You know what's happening right now? We are still getting more and more diamond hoof dusters. It's inevitable that we are going to be in such an awesome position. And we've got all these catalysts coming down the road. This is fun. This is fun. This is value, right? And you're a very, very important part of it. I'm going to have a cup. I'm going to have a drink of coffee. I'll be right back. All right, let's look at some more proof. What do you say that we are headed in an awesome, awesome direction? Let's go out here and take a look at the next example I have for you. Oh, that's not even it. Hold on. Here it is. Okay. This was out yesterday afternoon. Unicorn Fart Dust has seen significant whale activity. What does that mean? The whales are still buying. We love our narwhals. We call them narwhals, right? With 1.6 million purchased by 23 whales in the last day. This came out yesterday at 8:30 p.m. Over the past 3 days, it accumulated a total of 1.6 million from 23 whales as well. The coin is showing consistent interest from large holders across multiple time periods. All right, check. Here's more good news. Make sure we're pulling this one up, okay? We got another. What does it mean that we keep getting more and more listings? I can't even remember. You guys, I've only been in this for a few weeks. What was the one last week? BitGet? I mean, just unbelievable numbers of new listings are coming through. This one from Weeks. Thank you, Param, for sharing that, right? New spot listing launched. Will be launched 25 or was launched on 2/1. So yesterday. What does this tell us? What does this tell us? We're getting more listings. We're getting more whales that are buying. We have what's really the most important thing, which is a community that is blowing. I am more optimistic right now about the overall health and vitality and robustness of this community than I've ever been. You guys are absolutely knocking it out of the park. We have 2,000 people on with us. Dusters, right? Horns up. Think about that. We have our horns. They're lighting up all over the world. And we're going to do a Sunday stampede because just like our horns are lighting up all over the world, today we're going to focus on Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, right? Because he delivers packages all over the world with Amazon. We deliver goodness all over the world. We got to do it. This is another critical weekend as there's all this turmoil in the crypto markets, and in particular, some of the meme markets like we're in. We have a big opportunity in front of us today. Okay, so today's Sunday Stampede, all right, special weekend. We'll do a Saturday and a Sunday Stampede. Will be to tweet at Jeff Bezos. All right, we need the big name supporters. They're going to come, and they're going to come because they're going to see that you are doing good. Yes, you. Okay, Dusters, Diamond Hooves, you're doing it. Let's keep it going. This, I want to read you something quickly from our friend Sace. He sent this to me yesterday. Okay, and I thought this was a critically great idea. I was thinking of the mantra, once a duster, always a duster. In my X feed, I hear more and more stories of people who sold their beans too quickly to jump into a pumping coin, right? Like a rug pull coin, thinking they could 2x or 3x their money and then come back and buy more beans, only to lose most or all their money on scams. These dusters have been the backbone of the community, spreading the word and doing their part to help the community grow. I think if we can remind them that they are always a part of the herd in their hearts, as I know you did, Ron, when you had no beans left. Yeah, that's true. That will unite us and make us even stronger. We all sell our coins for various reasons. Like me, who has all of my money in crypto, I need to sell sometimes to pay my rent. Someone might need to sell to pay for doctor bills, family needs, etc. I think we're all part of the UFD family, past and present. So I think the mantra, once a duster, always a duster, fosters inclusion and appreciation for the love and belief in UFD. Appreciate you. That comes from our friend Sace. I agree with him 100%. I hadn't thought about that. We need to come up with a new term. Right? We start with buttercups. Buttercups become dusters. Dusters become diamond hooved. But what about people who temporarily made the decision to leave the herd? They are once a duster, always a duster. Maybe we could say they're in the alumni club, but they're always welcome. And this is interesting if you think about it. All the good, all the fun that we are on this mission will easily attract those people back. So anybody out there, if you're thinking about coming back, of course, you're always welcome here. Always welcome. We all make mistakes. You can check with Susie, although I forgot to turn the walkie-talkie on there. Yeah, I'm just turning it on. Everybody say hi to Susie. Susie, do you have your walkie on? I apologize. I forgot to turn it on this morning. Breaker. Well, she doesn't have her walkie on. Thanks a lot, Susie. Okay, week's listing says, all right, this is the next thing. Like so much goodness in the community. This lady really touched me yesterday. Haley Ford. I'm going to play this just for a minute. We won't listen to the whole thing. There we go.
She watches Ron's live. I wanted to make a quick video because I was feeling a little compelled on my way to my open house today. Anyone that knows me knows that I really don't like video. I don't care for social media. I've been in real estate for 20 years now, and I've had my fellow agents say, Haley, why don't you get into video? Why aren't you posting more on social media? And honestly, it's because it doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel real. Therefore, I don't really want to be a part of it. Until on Christmas Eve, I watched one of Ron's videos and went fully in on UFD. I'd been in crypto for about 4 years, and just seeing how genuine Ron was, I believed in him. I believed in the community, and I wanted to be a part of it. And honestly, this has been so fun. I've been able to get my 9-year-old excited. Elon Musk, he's planning to buy a Cybertruck someday with his smart dust. My 74-year-old mom, who still works, has no retirement. She happened to have $7,000 in an envelope in her room, and she went fully in on UFD. She watches Ron's live streams before she goes to work in the morning. I mean, I am just so impressed by Ron and Susie and by this community.
Okay, Haley. Thank you, Haley, for your kind words. The point that I wanted, did I lose you guys? There we go. There I am. I'm back. Don't worry, Dusters. It's almost 3,000 of us. Don't forget, we got a special guest coming up here in just a minute. The point of me showing you that video is there's a person, obviously a beautiful soul, right? Telling us she doesn't do social media, right? She's in real estate. She's not really into social media, but is willing to come out and make a video for us, for our community, to have belief, to be part of this. Her mother, who's 74 years old. I mean, guys, do you realize? I mean, we've got 8-year-olds and we've got 80-year-olds in UFD. We've got people in Missouri and we have people in Madagascar in UFD. This is a worldwide deal. Do you know the reason why that's so important is that opens up a massive number of buttercups that can come join the herd. Every age group, okay? High school kids are getting into this. Middle school kids are getting into this. Every age group is loving UFD. And think about, that's not just in one little geographic area. It's all over the world. Hello to our fans in Korea. I know we're getting popular in Korea. We're popular in Japan. Okay, this is a big movement. This is happening not just in one specified area with one specified age group. This is happening everywhere, and it's happening, and it's strong, and it's real, and that's the fact. Okay, next thing, then we're going to go to Binance intern. Did you see this yesterday? And I'm not sharing the right tab, and I'm not sharing the thing. Hold on. All right. Excellent. Here we go. The Binance intern put out a post. If you could be part of one crypto community forever, which would it be? And I just want to show you what happened when that happened. UFD, Franny calls, right? Look at that. Tattoo. Thank you, my friend. Neon Sparks, UFD. That's an advertisement. Our friend Brian Life, UFD. I love his art. Isn't that awesome? That is awesome. I'm sorry. Super awesome. Okay, there. Mr. B. There's our Saturday stampede. Don't forget, we're having a Sunday stampede. We're going to talk about that. Jeff Bezos. I'll put that out in a little bit. Where's the Riz? Tony Duster. I mean, guys, that's the power of our community. I got to show it again, and then we'll go to our special guest. Wrong one. There we go. Right? That's it. This is big. Okay. All those other companies that are above us are multiples times higher market cap. Our community is the strongest. Our community is growing. This means we have such a bright future. We aren't just about money, right? But the price of the coin matters. Of course. But what really matters is the community and the heart. And there's no one who even remotely comes as close as you. All righty. You guys, you ready for our special guest? Let's bring him up here. I'm going to pull up his, there he is. We're going to have Relic on right now. This guy is doing some incredible things, very smart. And Relic, let me get you up here and we can say, hold on. There we go. All right. Relic, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me, Ron?
I can hear you, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Relic, right?
Yes.
A past winner of Duster of the Day.
Yes.
Yeah, what's going on, buddy? How are things out there in the herd of unicorn fart dusters?
Recently, it's been a little rocky, but I that's not a UFD problem. That's definitely been a market problem. But overall, it's been pretty awesome. Obviously, the hack that happened to you was one of the. I mean, it was just heartbreaking for all of us, and that was a hard time for me and everyone. But the fact that there was a rebound and it stood just shows how strong the community is, even through all this other turmoil. So it's been good.
Yeah, I think I won't say I fully processed it, but I'm at a point now where I'm looking at it. It stunk. It was tragic, whatever. Right. But what the community did is massive. And I don't think I've said thanks to everybody. So I want to say again, thank you, everyone. MoonPay was part of it. All the community members that supported me through it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's a learning experience. I've had a lot of conversations. I'm learning about cold storage, and I now feel like I fully understand that and how it works. And so that's awesome. And I feel like this may sound weird, but that the result of it will actually be a net positive in the end on many different levels. So I feel more optimistic than ever about this community.
Yes, 100%. I mean, just to give you a little backstory, like on myself, unfortunately, this always seems to happen to me. All the greatest meme coin launches, I'm always at my dinner table with my kids. It always seems to happen between 4:30 to 7 p.m.
Right.
But the second I saw your story, I just knew immediately. So I had to finish up dinner. I had to come downstairs. By that time, it's already pumping. And I get in at about 18 million market cap, and people in this, I trade in a Discord server full of a bunch of great people. Shout out to Definitely Nothing, a trading group that I'm in, and they had to shut me up for, I literally said, this is going to be $1 billion meme coin. You guys got to understand, this is like the best story ever. And then I learned even more about you, and it's just so funny. I bought just more and more because here, first things first, you got Jasper.
Oh, yeah.
I got Milo.
Hi, Milo.
Yeah, Milo is he's about 18 now, but I randomly went into an animal shelter one day to look at dogs. They brought me into a cattery, and same kind of like with you and Jasper. I didn't even intend on having a pet, and I just saw this guy. I looked at him, and I'm like, he's the one. And so he's been my buddy ever since. So, but same position now. He's old, and it's sad, and he's my favorite thing. But also, you're a father. I'm a father. I relate to that, and I also started stacking silver myself.
All right.
So when I found out you're a silver stacker, that's great. This is actually one of
that is beautiful, man. Check that out.
Yeah, the Wall Street Mint. I paid a premium for this. Actually, $220 for this 10 ounce. That's how long ago I bought it with the premium attached. But I like that the twin towers were on it. I thought that this was a cool little.
Give me 1 second, because I want to throw this out. I keep forgetting. People are always asking me, where do I buy my silver? I buy my silver from a company called Pimbex, Pimbex. I'm not being paid to say that. When I was doing just purely focused gold and silver, they sponsored my channel, but they're still great friends of mine. And I bought silver and gold from them over the years before they sponsored my channel. And I'll continue even now to say that that's, like, to me, is the best one-stop shop. So thanks, Pimbex, Pimbex. Thank you for letting me throw that in.
Awesome. Yeah, I even rocked. I tried to get the closest UFD colors to represent today for us as well. It's hard to find a pink in my wardrobe, but I got a little bit for us.
Yeah, looking good, buddy. Looking good. So what are you thinking about the future for UFD? Any or what do you want to talk about? You're the boss right now.
So I guess, I mean, would you want to touch base on the Pass the Horn initiative first, or you want to close with that? Because that's something that I thought was a cool thing to talk about. We can maybe talk about the negatives now and close with positives. Would you prefer to go that route?
Yeah, that sounds great. Sure.
So and when I mean negatives, I just mean market conditions. So
yeah,
I'm in all the group chats with UFD, and there's a lot of people I could tell that are a little bit newer to crypto or not as native that are asking a lot of questions, and a lot of people are panicking about the price and the UFD price. And what they really need to understand is it's not a UFD problem. UFD is actually holding up considerably well in comparison to some other stuff. But if you look at every major meme coin, whether it be Farcoin, Mog, all of the AI tokens, everything has the identical chart happening. So we saw the pros and cons of liquidity being a positive and a negative. And it all started really with the Trump coin. So Trump coin comes out, you immediately see the UFD chart starting to plummet, because this is what's called liquidity crisis. When something that special comes out, everyone's like, how do I get as much money in here as I can? So all charts start dropping, and we watch it go from 250 million to 70 billion market cap in a matter of 2 days. And then what do you see happen to the UFD chart? Great things. We hit all-time highs, and that was because of the Trump pump, right? And then the second part of that happens where, well, now people start chasing. So now people start throwing into Trump. Melania comes out. That turns out to be a disaster. And that's what we call the beta play, where everyone says, oh, if that happened once, I'm going to chase that. We saw a similar thing happen to this token called BOEM. BOEM went to $1 billion in a day. And then it started what's called the pre-sale meta about a year back. And then everyone started throwing at every pre-sale, and everything just gets worse and worse and worse as it progresses. So now what happened is all conviction plays seem to be off the table. Everyone sees each and every week this new Avine token or Jelly come out, or the Trump token. And then people see these P&Ls, people posting of life-changing money in an instant, hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars overnight. And a lot of the conviction bags are pulled out because people are just waiting for that get rich quick play.
Right.
And that's been like this new form of the market. But Warren Buffett always said, buy the fear. If we stick with what's strong, there is going to have to be, we see it all the time where things bottom out and the strong will survive. And I believe UFD is one of the strong that will survive.
Yeah, and when I look at our community over the last now 7 weeks, I think that maybe just by the pure numbers, like the chart I showed earlier, maybe we're not the biggest community, like we were ranked number 6 in terms of social activity. But I would imagine if you could see a metric that would show the robustness of the community, even during these very difficult times like we're in right now, that we are probably the most robust of the communities, or as robust as anybody else. Plus, we're only 7 weeks old, and we're continuing, I think, to grow stronger and stronger every day. Like, we really are different. And then I have another point, but I'm going to get your comments on that, Relic, because you're a smart guy.
Yeah. So the community is amazing, and if you actually do a market cap versus, you look at the other ones that you're talking about that are higher ranking. If you do like a market cap comparison, the ratio, UFD is blowing everyone out of the water.
Yeah, that's a great metric. Thanks. Sorry, but that's awesome. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, so that's like the number one metric, and the number two, which I'm not going to get into too much detail about specific tokens or anything like that. It's I don't want people chattering about it, but there's things called cabal plays or cabal tokens. This is the most organic community. You have the most shrimp and dolphins and fish and whales that believe where.
They're not narwhals, Relic.
Yeah, narwhals.
Whales,
yes,
they're narwhals.
I like that.
I don't know, but nobody ever notices my addition I put on the narwhal. But anyway, yeah, they're narwhals.
Yeah, that's much better. We need to find other sea creatures that have like little horns to it. I'm gonna look into that for you today, actually, because there are levels even on like Photon when you're trading. They show like little shrimps and dolphins and whales. We'll have to find one for that meets all of that criteria.
I was a dolphin, and then temporarily I became a dead starfish when you're walking down the beach. But I think I'm back to being a dolphin at this point, thanks to the generosity of all the. I was resurrected, but I was never dead. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but either way, the cabal like tokens are things where there's a lot of money backing them. People that have all of the funds in the industry, and they kind of knew what was coming first, and they hold the line a lot easier. Yeah. So, I was actually talking with one of the narwhals recently, and he says the biggest difference, UFD compared to others, even though there could be the similar problems with it, is some of these other coins there's 5 cabal whales holding up their floor, where UFD is a little bit different. It's 10,000 shrimp holding up ours. Right. And I'd rather be I posted a video. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Bug's Life.
No.
Okay, well, Bug's Life has this scene where the evil grasshopper talks about if all of the ants learn that they can turn on them, that the ants are stronger as a group rather than the big strong grasshoppers. But they can never realize that, and that's how I see the UFD community. If all these ants combine into one, it is going to be massive. And the biggest difference is you, though, Ron. There's something about you that's so inspiring. Time and time again, just the bad people in the space win. It's the worst people getting the money in most cases. You saw what happened to you. These are the type of people that are changing their lives, and the good, honest, hardworking people with the good intentions seem to can't get by. But everyone that you're an infectious person. And how I see it is like there's like a universal law in a metric. I feel like this is just something that everything you did in your life leading up to this, Ron, all this that's happening to you, this was your moment of all the good that you did in your past, and finally a reward was to come to you, and UFD was that reward. And you are what's needed in this space, because we need to see that the good people could come together and win too. And the type of people the UFD community attracts, like I said, there's definitely nothing server. I'm surrounded by good people, but not everyone was a buyer at first. Now almost every single person is a bean holder in that server, because good attracts good. And I can't imagine if one day there was an IRL event, at one of the NFT or crypto events, and everyone got together. It would be the most pleasant, amazing experience, just surrounded by the best people.
What does IRL mean?
In real life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I get all the time, and I'm like, to me, it's like a prompt on the internet or something. I guess that's a URL. Anyway, now I know. Okay, IRL. Okay.
So like for example, if UFD ever hit like one of the top meme coins, maybe you throw a little money aside, or even the community, and you book a place at one of like NFT NYC or like NYC or any of the other events that happen, and then everyone comes and gets to meet each other in person, and it's really special. It's a really cool thing.
Yeah. Well, I want to circle back to a couple of things you said, and I believe this. I need to remind myself, and I think our community as well. And you know more about these numbers than I do, but we've only been around for 7 weeks. And we've proven, like we talked about, I think that we're a robust, healthy community. And I know that then the Trump thing happened. Look, I've only been in this sector for 6-7 weeks, but it feels like to me that like people are now, things happen so quickly, like maybe waking up to the fact that, all these things that pop up, there's like all these new things that constantly are popping up, but usually you get burnt by those. And I'm not, it's just, I think a kind of a fact. There's a lot of polls and a lot of stuff that goes on. that we are here proving, and I show up every day, the community shows up every day, which is more important, or as important as me showing up every day, is the community showing up every day on crypto Twitter, that we are just steady, consistent. We're here. And I think, I don't know if you heard me read what Sace said earlier, like new people are coming in, people that may have left and tried to go chase coin or whatever, are like, you know what? Not only is it a little more, is the community a little more reliable, but it's also good, right? It's also nice people, and that is, we keep going. Tell me if I'm wrong, Relic, but I still like this jug cannot get any bigger. It cannot get any bigger. And even if it takes time, slowly build this up, we get to a point where we're insulated to a certain, I mean, we're already insulated from the mainstream financial system, our friend Jerome Powell and fiat, all that. But we could even, to a certain, and maybe we're seeing hints of that now, because I think you said earlier, maybe we are outperforming a little bit right now, but that we'd almost be insulated to a greater degree from the overall crypto market. Like we could create our own little island. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, if we take a look at it, there's still 41,822 holders as of right now.
Okay.
Right? So
right.
That number is not changing. We watched it. I mean, we topped at post Trump. I think we got up to past 420 market cap. We're sitting at about 97 million right now. But those holders actually have gone up from that time, if you weren't even aware. I mean, we were at, I think, 38,000 or 37,000, and we got up to like the 43,000. During your hack, even, the hack happened and the chart dropped, and you probably don't know what the FNF traders are, but there's like a small group of really young, sharp kids that make over $100 million trading meme coins, and they attacked this chart hard. They're the reason it bounced from that low to that 200 million really quick. So
thank you guys.
Well, it's a nice thing to know that you have that type of attention. Even like the guys that aren't holders or long traders knew enough that this coin is that strong, that was not a falling knife, that was something to catch and lift back up. But overall, the market will turn, right? Everyone assumed Trump comes into office and the magic was just going to happen. I think people are already expecting that Bitcoin would be at 150,000 right now, that everything would be flying, and we've been very stagnant. And the funny thing is, when you expect something to be a bull market and you get stagnant, it almost feels like a bear market.
Right.
When it's not. I mean, I don't know what Bitcoin's at this very moment, but I'm assuming obviously over $100,000. Before I even check, that's a great. I mean, to even say that in comparison to 4 years ago is like mind blowing. But the things are right now moving, but we're in a period. It's going to reverse, and when that reverses, you still have almost 42,000 holders that are going to change their sentiment immediately. Yes, they're worried now, and so is everyone. And you're going to see that in tweet count. You're going to see that in the sentiment of the tweets. You're going to start seeing that worry, or people maybe starting saying negative. But just wait till there's a green week. Everything's going to change, and I promise you, the UFD posts are going to quadruple in that day. And that's just how the market works. People get worried, or it's hard. Even I've been tweeting UFD a little bit less. I'll be honest with you. I've been tweeting just less in general. I've been getting impatient with this, and but long term, I think we're definitely going to be okay.
You bring up, I think, a very important point as well, and that is that UFD has done what it's done. Okay, and again, I started the spark. The community made the fire. But we've accomplished what we've accomplished over the last 7 weeks. And what I would say is not always the most conducive environment, right? I mean, it started when Bitcoin was 108,000. Bitcoin went through some hard times. Crypto in general, I wouldn't say it's been a horrible overall environment, but it's been a challenging environment. And the fact that we've accomplished what we've accomplished in a challenging environment, to me, Relic, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is like you and I standing on the side of a river and saying, okay, we're going to learn how to swim. And we jump into the river and we don't get to swim with the current. We got to learn to swim going against the current. And the unicorn fart duster community has swam against the current and done really well. So when they get to stop and turn around and swim with the current, they're going to be like, flying. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel like people aren't even aware of like the accomplishments of the UFD community and everything that's happened since December. You should probably almost utilize your Twitter. Let me see what you do here. But you have a pin post, Ron?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, let me see what your pin post is. Okay. I was gonna say if it maybe just every week or something, you should post a list of things that have happened for the UFD community, and every time something gets added, just keep going. So every listing, the documentary thing, the the pass the horn, the car, everything that you can add to that list, I think it would just be cool to watch it grow. Because again, there's something about you that's infectious, and you being the with other meme coins, there's no execution risk with so many things. With you, every single dev that has been live, or I was really worried. Even I was so bullish about you, but I had to like watch your live stream the next day and like really make a decision, because I know one thing when you're dealing with a dev that is a face-to-face dev is most of the time it does not work out because people don't have the attention span to keep up with it, right? People try to go live and stay live for long hours. No one's going to sit there for days on end watching. You did it smart. You do these short, quick streams. People show up. It turns into like a daily show. And everyone that watched it, like you said, that lady said her grandmother put her last amount of money that was in an envelope, because you are just an infectious person. People just feel different. They feel that goodness, that kid on Christmas feeling when hearing you speak. And I don't know when it's going to happen, but you are going to get on those mainstream platforms, and that's when things are going to become the roller coaster goes up from there.
People are the one. I got hopped onto a Spaces last night because we had this guy that was saying UFD 50,000 times. So I hopped on. I mean, that just inspired me. It was 10 o'clock at night. I was dead tired, and I'm like, this guy's up all night saying UFD 50,000 times. I'm getting on with him to say hello, right? But somebody on that asked me, like, what are you most excited about? And I'm most excited about, obviously, the community, number one. But I'm telling you, Relic, everybody that I talk to outside of what I would call like the crypto Twitter bubble, I mean, I think we're well known within crypto Twitter. But what's so exciting to me is that every time I talk to somebody outside of that bubble, the buttercups, right? People in my age group, people that maybe know about what crypto is, but aren't really into it or whatever, and they hear the story, they're fascinated. They're fascinated. They're absolutely fascinated by what's going on and what we are doing. And I know, right? I mean, sure, I want results right now, today, right? I mean, I want to get an email from the Today Show saying that Savannah Guthrie finally came to her senses and would like me to come to New York and take her for a ride, right? But what I do know for sure, and I get this from the community, is this energy that I feel, this deep inner knowing, right? That if we keep showing up and we keep the good as the focus, and we, all of us are going to have good days and bad days and whatever, but we're all here for each other. We're all part of this mission. And if we keep going and going and going, and we get more shrimp. I love the narwhals. I love the whales. They're awesome. Okay. That's great. I absolutely love them. But I think what you said is so important, right? I mean, really, especially all these people out there, these buttercups that are like me around my age, they got a lot of money, number one. And number two, if they buy UFD, guess what? They aren't going to sell it. They're not going to be out there, I guess what you guys call in the trenches, right? They're going to look at this. They're going to look at it as like, a long-term relationship, and they're not going to be trading in it. I mean, it's just, it's I'm very excited. I'm sorry I rambled on. You want to tell us about the Pass the Horn?
Oh yes. So again, we were on a space and we were just talking about ideas, and something that just clicked in my mind, and I'm like, I got a great idea. And
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, what is it? I'm like, I will show you in 24 hours. So the next day, I own my own company, so I can kind of work on my or do my own schedule, trade at my own leisure, and it's construction, mostly roofing and stuff. So it's winter in Chicagoland over here, so I was able to, I get a lot of time off in the winter. But I went into a place that I do a lot of volunteer work in the past. One of my favorite places to spend some time. I feel it's important to give back a little bit, and that's called Feed My Starving Children. And just went in there, volunteered my time. You go there for about 2 hours, and you pack meals, and they get sent. We have the golden spoon. If you're just born in the USA alone, in comparison, so people just don't even understand what that even means. And we're just so lucky and blessed that we can throw thousands of dollars at something called unicorn fart dust. It's just great, right? So I went there, packed some meals, and I normally don't record stuff like this because it's not really about it. You do like to inspire people to get out there and go, but it's not really about, oh, look at me. It's about, hey, get out there and do something good. So I recorded the situation, and then I did what's called Pass the Horn, where I posted a video showing my volunteer work, and I tagged 5 people, kind of like the Pay It Forward program, and said, I passed the horn to these 5 individuals. Go out there and do something nice, because I thought it was an interesting strategy, right? So far, 0.1% of dusters, 0.1% of our community, not that many, but a good enough so far, have actually took place in this. They either volunteered their time or did donations to the fires or whatever. And this is the type of community that I think that would be a great way. Can you imagine if 10% of the dusters, 4,000 videos or Twitter posts out there of, oh, I did this, I did that, just because I'm a member of UFD. So if you are a UFD member, hear me out when I say this. I know that you are good. There's a lot of good people in our community. If you go and do something good, don't be scared to post about it. Don't feel the horn needs to be passed to you. You do something and pass the horn to a different community member, and just take part in this. Anytime you do something good out of the graces of your heart. For me, Ron was on my mind. You inspire people, Ron, and you inspired me to just get out this community. I went and just did it. I'm going to be continually doing it more. I don't need to post about it every single time, but I think that would be something special. Can you imagine if we're the first meme point of people that just do great for the world, and that's how we're going to get known on national television, right?
What about, and we're brainstorming here live, okay? We're brainstorming live. What about if I today, because I'm always sticking up for the people that work at the drive-thrus at the fast food restaurants, right? Because there's one right by my house. I almost tear up. The guy, I made a short video because I saw him the other day, and now I learned he's actually the general manager of that restaurant. But I always want to stick up for the people that work at the fast, because they're on their feet, they're working, and they're feeding people, right? And my daughters would get frustrated with me because they're now middle school age, and every time we go through McDonald's, and I'm like, I always tell the people, like, I really appreciate that you're here, and I tell them, and they always get the biggest smile on their face, right? Like they feel like I don't think most people say anything to them. Then my daughter's like, why? Or I'll say, you're very pleasant. My daughters hate when I say that. Like, you have a very pleasant personality, and they smile, and it makes them happy, right? And my daughter said, why do you do that? I'm like, well, because that helps that person feel better. I'm like, and also, by the way, that person, if they didn't show up for work today at McDonald's, we wouldn't be able to get our food if none of these people showed up. Like, they're feeding us, right? They're feeding us. So I'm just brainstorming here, the way we do it at UFD, right? This is how the community works. Like, I was just thinking, like, what if I went through the McDonald's drive-through Wednesday of next week, and I gave the person a $10 a $10 tip and said, here you go. And I made a post, and I said, okay, this is the start Today I gave 10. I'm not bragging. I'm not asking for, but
hey, you technically passed the horn. I called on you to pass the horn. There you go. You passed the horn.
Yeah, but I make a post and then I say, like, don't reply to this. Only reply to this if you've done something nice, even if it's saying, taking an extra moment to say, can you do that on Twitter? Like, could we start a chain of?
Yes. Well, that was kind of what the pass the horn idea was about. So when I did mine, I tagged you. You were one of them, and you were just so overwhelmed at the time. But it's the small things.
Yeah.
If you pass the horn once doesn't mean you can't pass it again.
Right.
And my theory when I first started this is, can you imagine if this was full circle and this community, that was just what everyone sees? It's like, okay, they either see a positive post about, or these people just do good. Like that good attracts good. And we'd be the first ever meme coin community to be, that's the baseline. The baseline is just going out and doing good for the world. Just not being greedy, not thinking of ourselves, thinking about others. And those others that you're thinking about will then want to be part with you. You know?
Right.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
Because like when I know, like, and I posted a video of me with the guy at McDonald's. I said, I forgot what we said, but he like walked away and he was like, yeah, he's like, and I'm loving it at McDonald's. And he was smiling and walking away. And like that smile that he had on his face is going to get transferred to somebody else that's in that McDonald's, who then might transfer it to somebody, you know, somebody else that's in McDonald's. And it's funny, I'm laughing because I actually, on the bottom of my microphone right here, I can't lift it up because my microphone cable like disconnects, but I've got a sticker from McDonald's with a big smiley face on it. So I want to think about this and maybe how we could as a community do this. Maybe like make Wednesday or make a certain day where we just one day a week where, and maybe I'm the one who has to start it. And it doesn't have to be money, right? It could be, I called my mom and I actually listened because I'm so busy now. I feel guilty a lot of times because I call my parents and I'm just like, oh, I got to go. I love you. You know, you're the best parent. And my parents are the best parents, but I actually took 10 minutes to listen. Or I did, you know, like something good. And that we then start one post that people, you can only reply to it if you're going to mention something good that you did. I don't know. We'll have to work on that one.
Yeah. Well, you know, there is a cool thing, and I would have to figure out how it would work for your idea, but using quote tweets. Sometimes people quote tweet inside a quote tweet within a quote tweet, and it actually like just builds from one, and then you can almost like click on one and you just follow down the line of where it all originated. I'm sure some people would have some good ideas for that, but I think that's a great way to go about it. A day where it says, hey, what is UFD doing for the world? Why should the world be looking at UFD? Not on the hindsight of, oh, meme coin, money, this, that. The true, because people think it's like some fake positivity, toxic positivity. It's just about our bags. It's not. There's people that just want to do good.
Is that what toxic positive? I heard somebody mention that word. I'm like, what is toxic positive?
In a sense, yes. I mean, there's a couple ways to look at that when talking about different subjects.
And little things can make a big difference. Like me investing $100 into a meme coin when I'd never owned a crypto in my life, right? 7 weeks ago today. I don't know you, Relic. I don't know anybody. To me, crypto is this electronic money, and I didn't realize there were actually people involved in it. I didn't know the crypto Twitter. So little things, right, can make a huge difference. What about this idea? What if on Wednesday I make a post? You know, I don't know, we'll call it wacky, not wacky Wednesday. We'll think of something, but I make a post and say, okay, this is what I did. And I will sit here and solemnly swear that I will go to McDonald's right up the street from my house that I love, and I will give a $10 tip, and I'll leave that. And then I challenge the community, like, only comment on this post if you're going to do something nice. It doesn't have to be monetary. It does not have to be monetary. I'm doing that because, well, maybe I come up with something else. Whatever I do, I make a post, say, this is what I did. Only leave a comment on this post if you've done something nice. something good.
Even hold the door for someone. Anything.
Yeah, open the door, right?
Just with the thought of your mind of UFD and just bringing goodness to the world.
And challenge the community, okay? And I think this would be a big challenge. Can we get 1,000 reply? You can only reply to this post
I
if
love
you've
it.
done something nice. Can we get 1,000 acts of goodness today, right? And then see if you're only allowed to reply. And then think about this. This gets even more fun, because then as people read through all those replies and read about the nice things that people are doing, right? Like opening the door, or doing something extra for my kid, or being nice to the people at McDonald's that I know people are getting sick of hearing me say. It'll give everybody other ideas, like, oh, I could do that. I could do that. I could do that. I could go volunteer. I got a lot of time on my hands at a organization that feeds people all over the world. And it could turn in, but maybe we do it one day. Can we try that this week?
Feel Good Friday.
Feel Good Friday.
And you want to know why? Because don't do it where, you have to do it today.
Right.
Every week it's Feel Good Friday. And throughout the week, try to do something to bring some light into the world.
And how about this? Are you cool with me starting it with the original post, Feel Good Friday, with a picture?
I love it.
And then we go from there and we see, but the challenge to the community is going to be, can we get 1,000 acts of goodness? And I think just us being able to read through what people do, whether it's not whatever, will be inspiring on many levels, and will give us, will also help to even strengthen our community.
Yes. I believe, like, Ron, I almost had like a vision of this, of how this is going to get to the next level, and this was one of them.
We'll do it, and we'll do 1,000, and we'll do 1,000. That's the goal.
Yeah,
1,000, and then when we get past that, the next time our goal will be whatever, 1,200 or whatever, and we'll see what good. I'm so glad we talked, Relic. Now, like, we can talk about the market, we can talk about, but what we talked about really is at the core of our community. What binds us together is this mission that we're here for each other, that we're part of the same group, and that we believe in good, right? We believe in honesty. We believe in integrity. We believe in whatever, and today is Stampede Sunday. You probably heard me say that earlier. And we won't do 2 stampedes every weekend, but I think this is a critical weekend where we are really proving to the meme coin world, and soon the whole world, how robust we really are. So we are gonna. Do you think it's a good idea for us to tweet towards Bezos? I mean, he delivers packages. We're delivering good all over.
Yeah,
the world.
He might be a harder guy to get a hold of, but hey, if you choose a different guy each week, I think that's a good thing. But I think focusing on the people like Jimmy Fallon and there's a couple other people that we once tried Dave Portnoy, just the community members together. I started a post for that. I think
I love him. I love Dave Portnor.
Did you see when he saved that one pizza shop with that $40,000 without a thought on his mind? Boom. He gets a lot of flack, but he's a really good guy, and I thought you'd be a perfect person to talk to.
David Gockstein. David from
Gockstein.
I need to ask him, because everybody says it's Gockstein, it's Gockstein. Anyway, he touched my heart. Okay, he really did. When I talked to him, and people were like, "Oh, you better be careful," and I'm like, and I'm thinking, well, what? And then, like, the night before, Susie and I listened to like 10 minutes of David Gockstein. And I was like, I like this guy. I was listening to another interview that he did. I said, something about me in my heart and my gut tells me I like him. And I love him. I still do. I really do love him. I think there's just something about him that I know is genuine and real. And then I feel that same way about Dave Portnoy, right? I know he gets all this flack, but I remember, I don't even know that he was into sports. Like 4 years ago, I started watching his pizza parlor reviews. And then he came to St. Louis when the Stanley Cup was going on, and it was like, St. Louis pizza sucked, and I'm like, I love this guy. There's something I can sense, like, really good, genuine people. And, I got that feeling about you, brother. I feel like that, this is what it's about. We got 5,000, 6,000 people, probably 7 with all the different platforms. This is what it's about. This is it.
And let me hold off real quick. I got to say, Dave, we're talking to you. Royal, whoever's watching,
Yeah.
someone clip what he just said, clip it, and let's get it out, and we will start the reposting. Dave and Ron need to speak because Dave, I think they'd be peanut butter and jelly on a live stream. We need Dave Trade Davey to talk to Ron. So someone clip that. All right.
But we don't want him day trade. We want him to be diamond hooved.
No. He would be, but that's just his name when he's not doing bar school. He does a little like Trader Dave. So
yeah. I want him to know. I want him to know what this is all about because
100%.
I think we got it, man. I know we got it. I know we do. Hey,
I also think how you're seeing this, like we got to remember who we are. We're not just everyone. You need to remember this was not some beta play. UFD is unique in its own way. This is the golden bull run. We're all institutional retail buyers, the boomers who never bought crypto before, and guys like me who've been in crypto for many years, all beat as one. And UFD was the perfect representation of that. My dad, for the first time ever, I finally, after years and years of telling him, finally got him to invest into Bitcoin in the past, I think about 12 months ago. So this, Ron, is this perfect representation, and that's why UFD is the meme coin of this cycle where everything comes into one. And Ron, we just got to remember who we are. We're different than the other ones because this is where good attracts good. This is good people, and also we need to remember that it's non-crypto natives as well. So, like I think I told you on the phone call, I think a great guest. I'll tag him or I'll send you a DM about him, Michael K. Maybe bring him on and ask him questions about that, the ledger stuff and security. I think that'd be great because you have a lot of audience members out there that aren't crypto. No. They probably want to learn how to protect themselves.
I gotta be honest with you. Well, I don't have to be honest with you, but I'll choose to be honest with you. I was watching YouTube videos about Ledger. I was watching cold storage. I was talking to other people, and other people were awesome. You and I, when we talked last night, it like all the pieces, like when you understand something and that light bulb goes off. I'm 54 years old, Relic, but I still have a few light bulbs that can come on every once in a while. All the light bulbs came on for me about yes, now it makes sense why I want to do that. Why, and just how it all works. And so it kind of, because honestly, like the last 5 days after the hack, I was like, oh my God, and I didn't really understand. I understood cold storage and the theory behind it, but I didn't understand it to the level that I wanted to understand it, where I understood how all the pieces fit together and how it worked. And for some reason, when you and I were talking last night, I was like, aha, now I get it. Now I understand, the whole theory kind of behind it and the double layer. So anyway, I wanted to throw that in there. That's what we do. We help each other. And,
I'll tell you a weird long-term vision I have for this, and I hope it happens. I would love to be, a manager, or I would leave everything behind for UFD, a nonprofit organization that all started from UFD and working to change the world. I would love to see that happen, and I could see that down the road if this becomes one of the we could do so much good. And I think if we put that as the primary focus, the number one, it'll be the only one in existence to ever do that, and it'll really change things.
Yeah. What I need to write that down. Friday. What are we going to call that? Friday?
Feel Good Friday.
Feel Good Friday. Yeah, and it's got the word good in it and everything else. And then I also on Friday it's also Frijole Friday. During the live stream, Frijole for beans. That's when people send me their beans, a couple jelly beans, and if they're and I put them live, and I'll read their name and put them into the jug.
Maybe they can start including a little note of something nice that they've done with their beans, and and you can read maybe a good deed that they did.
Dude, you wouldn't believe, and it does me no good to sit here and cry, right, and waste people's time crying, but you wouldn't believe the notes that I've received from people all over the world about their good that they're doing. So thanks, buddy. Okay, this has been great. The community's great. You and I are talking, but we've got 6,000 people that are watching us right now. And those are 6,000 people, right? But each and every one matters. Each and every one. Yes, we're talking to you, right? Me and Relic are talking to you, wherever you are in the world. You are just as important as me. You're just as important as Relic. You're just as important as the narwhals and the whales. All of us can make a big difference, and we're proving it right here with UFD. Okay, Relic, thank you, buddy. Horns up. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. And just so you know, I for my name down here, I meant to put my Twitter name for you.
Yeah.
For any reason, if you had any crypto related questions, security questions, and you're not as native, feel free to reach out to me. I'm sure Ron could do a repost or something. Just
here, I can show everybody real quick. Here's Relic's page. So he's at Relic.
You're showing the
wrong thing. Yeah, thank you. You just fulfilled Susie's primary duty. She's at a basketball game with the girls. Here it is. Now they're seeing it. So it's at Relic, RELLIK, capital K _ Boon, BOON. Right?
Yeah. And feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I'll be happy to get back to you guys.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, brother. Again, thanks to everybody who's joined us. Horns up and go UFD.
It was a pleasure.
All right. Thanks.